Good morning, everyone. It's Lee Henson, President and Founder of AgileDad, and it's time for today's episode of the Daily Stand-Up. Without any further ado, let's get started. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. Things are looking bright and sunny and looking good. We've got lots of things going our way. Today, we're going to cover the next three Scrum Anti-Patterns, number 7, 8, and 9. If you didn't have a chance to listen to the first 6, you need to go back and listen to Monday and Tuesday's episode of the Daily Stand-Up in order for it to make sense. Coming in at Scrum Anti-Pattern number 7, a concept that Michael refers to as the Scrum Mom. Now, I need to be careful because I know someone who calls herself Scrum Mom, so I don't want to be in any way disheartening to her. So, and especially since my name is AgileDad, we need to make sure that we get things right, But I think what they're trying to get to here is that it's a pattern where the Scrum Master acts and behaves like they're in charge of the team, and they start acting like a mom. I've seen this happen, where they're like, now, I'm going to hover over and make sure these things get done, and oh my goodness, it becomes cumbersome, right? Because the Scrum Master starts to become more and more like a traditional project manager. And I've seen this happen. So in order for you to alleviate the solution, you need to make sure it's clear that the Scrum Master doesn't have any authority at all. Zero, zilch, nada, none, right? And I think that if Scrum teams are allowed to, or I shouldn't say fire, he says fire, but I think if Scrum teams are allowed to replace their Scrum Master, it actually makes a decision about whether the Scrum Master is working for them or not, which I think is a really interesting concept. To be quite honest, in most large organizations I've been in, I've never seen a Scrum team able to do that. I think that the Scrum Master is put there in that position because, well, they're the Scrum Master. But I do think that if there's a cultural difference or if things aren't working out, that the team should be self-organized enough to figure that out and to request for the Scrum Master to be swapped out with another. And temporarily, maybe they could have someone on the team step up and take on a Scrum Master responsibilities. So I don't see it as something that's impossible to do, but I don't see it as something that's done very often. But I do see the coddling, motherly figure, like a bossy mom telling her kids, clean up your room. I do see that quite a bit with Scrum Masters. So I think more than anything, this is a warning to don't fall into the Scrum Mom ecosystem. Become someone who supports a self-organized, well-formed team and help them be successful by helping grow your knowledge of what your responsibilities are as a Scrum Master. Anti-pattern number 8, making project managers Scrum Masters. Hallelujah. Finally, someone says it. The truth is, less than 10% of project managers can actually transition to being a Scrum Master. They're two completely different things. Project managers are trained to be ultimate command and control warriors. They're trained to drive performance, get things done. The job on a Scrum Master, on the other hand, is to look after people and help them realize the importance of getting things done. So it's almost as though one is pushing and driving and the other one's leading, right? And I guess it's the difference between a sheep herder and a shepherd. A shepherd can walk in front of the team and lead the team, and the team knows exactly what they need to do, where a shepherd stands behind the team and drives the team and pushes the team, and that's more like a project manager. And I think it just takes a completely different set of qualifications of person. It takes different skill sets. It takes different motivations. And I think that if Scrum Masters receive the right level of coaching and training that they need to be better at what they do, that they can eventually evolve into something that works really, really well in your organization. But it's hard to break old habits. So sometimes when I hear people say, oh, we're just going to give our project managers a shot, I kind of cringe and say it's sometimes better not to do that. Sometimes it's better just to start from scratch with a different person, or even, start with someone on the team if you have to and let them step up until you find someone who's a good cultural and social fit for what you're trying to do. And then coming in at number 9, we have the whole command and control product owner. So we're switching roles here, switching gears. I can tell you that sometimes I hear product owners that think that, because they're the product owner, they're in charge of the product. And their ego gets activated and they quickly get attached to the vision and strategy that they have. And it's their baby. I hear that all the time. This is my baby. This is my product. And I think that what you need to understand is that, and this is something a lot of people don't think about. And I say this a lot in my classes, so it's a pleasant surprise to see it posted here. Some people say whenever they hear the word facilitator, they think Scrum Master. In fact, when I hear the word facilitator, the first thing I think of is product owner. Because for me, the product owner is the ultimate in a facilitation role. They spend a majority of their time helping people by facilitating the right conversations, identifying what's most important to complete what needs to be done, and by helping the team have a better understanding of what they need to do, where the product's going, what the end customers need. These are all good questions, and they all should be answered by the product owner. So I think it's just important for us to realize that the product owner is a huge facilitation role, and that it's not always the Scrum Master who falls into that facilitation set of responsibilities. So that was quick and painless. That was our next 3. So we talked about, just to make sure you got them all and you didn't miss anything, we talked about the importance of the Scrum Mom and not being the Scrum Mom, right? And being someone who helps the team be successful. We talked about how it's bad to make project managers instant Scrum Masters and how that generally doesn't work. And we talked about the command and control product owner and what they need to do to be a better facilitator. So I hope this information was helpful to you. As always, we encourage you to tune in to the Daily Stand-Up Podcast and visit AgileDad.com, where you can learn more about this topic and many others. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.